This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Hey guys. So, you may recall that last week I was a bobcat. This week, apparently I'm a lion. This has been a weird couple of weeks. Since I couldn't get Black Lantern Dave to help me, I tried reaching out elsewhere. I tried calling Fedora.
Fedora's Dessert Emporium, save ice cream for me.
Fedora, I need your help! I'm a lion and I don't know why!
Look, sir, call me back when you lose the bronchitis, okay?
Calling RaisorBlade was pointless.
Tonight is the night.
I love this movie so much.
This is a ringtone.
I'm not sure I can do this.
So pick up the phone.
Hey, it's Bob Show! Bob! What's going on, man? I haven't seen you since you uploaded my last video on Guest Show.
RaisorBlade, this isn't gonna make any sense, but I'm not me anymore. Well, okay, I'm me, but I'm a lion!
Yeah... Look, Bob, no offense, but whatever kinky shit you and Raven are into, I'm not into, okay? So, kindly leave me out of it. Thanks, bye.
And Bambi Man was a complete waste of time.
Hello, you've reached the Bambi Man. How can I help you?
Bambi Man, you're a big Lion King fan. Do you know why I might suddenly be a lion?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to end the conversation right here.
There's only one more person I can call. It's something of a long shot, but...
This is Felix Wolf. What's up?
Felix, I need your help. Please tell me that you can understand me.
Hey, Bob Show. Relax. I can understand you. What's going on?
Oh, thank God. You're the first person I've been able to talk to all day. Last week I was a bobcat, and now I'm a lion, and I don't know why!
Well, if you don't want to be a lion anymore, why don't you just take the suit off?
No, you don't understand. I'm not wearing a costume. I'm not cosplaying. I am literally a lion, and I don't know what to do!
Oh, I understand, Bob. I understand that if you're going to be snippy with me, you can talk to someone else about your lion problems!
No, don't hang up, don't hang up, don't hang up!
Weirdo!
Crap. So, yeah. Turns out that I'm stuck as a lion. Until next week, anyway. And so far, Felix has been the only person who can understand me.
Aside from me, of course.
Yes, I'm sorry. You and Felix are the only two people who can understand me, and I don't know why.
Maybe it's an animal thing? As long as you're an animal, only animal people like us can understand you.
Alright, I guess that makes some kind of sense. But what can I do?
Since humans-only movies are out of the question, shall we continue with the air-stended bud-iverse?
Since I can't watch anything else, why not? You know the old saying, you can't judge a book by its cover? Well, that certainly is true of today's movie, The Duke. Looking at this DVD art, you're probably expecting something really dumb and stupid. But trust me, you are not prepared for how stupid this movie gets. We open on a coonhound named Hubert running through some little Canadian tourist town trying to pass itself off as some forgotten little corner of England. We know he's the hero of this movie because he steals some sausage links from some poor butcher trying to make his way in the world and gives it to some other dog who doesn't appear to be all that badly off. I think this movie wants to set him up as some kind of a Robin Hood-like character, but instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, he steals from the middle class and gives to the classless. Smooth. He then visits his maybe kinda sorta girlfriend, who isn't a poodle? I'm so confused! How can we tell she's a girl if she isn't a poodle? She also works as a dishwasher in this quaint little pub, and she's washing dishes by licking them. And no, she's not simply disposing of leftovers while another pub employee cleans the dishes afterward. This is it! She licks the plates clean, and then into the dish rack they go. I'm confused and disgusted. He brings a paper home to his master without paying for it, while causing all kinds of trouble along the way without any kind of repercussions. Because it's not like a dog brought up in this kind of environment would have a little bit of training or refinement, am I right?
Hubert?
Oh my god, James Doohan is in this? And this was his last movie? This is what he went out on? We're not even 5 minutes in and I'm already crying.
Are you gonna cry through this entire review?
I can't help it. Bad movies make me cry. It's just business as usual as Charlotte, Doohan's niece and Hubert's painfully free-spirited American girl, shrugs off this mess that he's made and the damages he's done, when suddenly... Oh yeah, they couldn't just have the dog look towards the noise that's grabbing his attention. They had to staple some fishing wire to his ear.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Charlotte.
What is it, boy?
Is Timmy stuck in a well? It would appear that Duke Munchausen here has riddled his driveway with potholes to deter future visits from Earl Cecil Cavendish, his gold-digging nephew, and his wife. Why not just have them stopped by security?
Parsnip! Yes, Your Grace. I've told you, more potholes in the driveway. I'll get right on it, Your Grace.
And do be quick about it. You're due back on the set of Spooky Buddies in half an hour. Oh, and look, their license plate says Greed. I wonder if they're the bad guys or something.
What a surprise, Your Grace. Cecil Cavendish, Earl of Shaftesbury, and Lady Shamala.
Too subtle!
Is something the matter, sir?
I don't know, just checking the inventory.
Who better than the one destined to inherit it all?
Absolutely. I'm beginning to think the Duke is getting a little carried away with his generosity these days. The old fart should be committed.
Okay. Show me someone from the upper class with disdain for the lower classes. Someone who thinks his elderly uncle is losing their grasp on the world around them. Someone who is simply out for said elderly uncle's money. I'll believe it. What kind of a person with this kind of upbringing calls someone an old fart?
Oh, my pretties. Come to Papa. Shaftesbury! Oh, dear old Uncle Edward, my favourite uncle.
You need more uncles. What's up, Cecil?
Just admiring the family jewels.
I've got no time for puffery.
I've got no time for puffery. Is that funnier in English or American English? Then they start spontaneously having a sword fight. Because Gomez Adams did it?
Dirty pool, old man. I like it.
Apparently, the Duke would rather pay his taxes by giving away his own personal property instead of charging rent from the villagers living off his land. Yeah, sorry movie, but that's not how land ownership works. He goes on a ride with Charlotte when they bump into the movie's love interest.
It appears your drive could use some work, Your Grace. I'd be happy to assist.
No, thanks. I like it as it is. Have you met Miss Charlotte, lad?
How do you do?
Hi.
Well, we'll be off then.
Bye.
nice young lad. He'll make someone quite attached one day.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. And even if Dudley McDreamboat wasn't Daisy's owner, you just know that Hubert has to do whatever he can to get these two together, because for some reason, dogs in movies like this are all too desperate to watch their humans hump. They start tracking down a fox, but it's okay. The music tells us that this is fun and whimsical, not that it'll tear that fox apart like a chew toy.
To the hunt!
Speaking of, Hubert here is a black and tan coonhound, meaning that he came from America. They really couldn't find an English foxhound to play this role. They eventually do catch the fox, only so they can, give it some meat?
Thank you, Mr. Fox, for another great hunt.
No, thank you for scaring the shit out of me and thinking that a little scrap of meat is going to make it all better. Yeah, apparently terrorizing the local wildlife and then giving them a snack is perfectly okay. This isn't endearing, it's pointlessly cruel. The Duke suddenly falls ill, and since there's nothing the doctors can do for him, all he wants to do is spend his last few moments with his dog while writing something very important.
Don't fret, old chap. We've had a wonderful run. You've been my most faithful friend. It's now for you and Charlotte, beloved Charlotte, to see to the villagers. The serving of others is the very highest calling. Make sure that the Cavendish clan continue to give, to love, and to serve.
Because as a dog, of course he knows how to do that! So the Duke dies, and instead of his letter being immediately found by his survivors, it's up to Hubert to give it to a solicitor before he can sign everything over to Cecil, even though he has no idea what the solicitor is doing here, what significance this letter has, or what'll happen if no one sees it. Instead of simply barking to get someone's attention and showing it to them, he figures the best thing to do is to climb out the window. Well, dog's dead. I guess the movie's over. No, of course Hubert is perfectly fine despite completely destroying Cecil's car, and it turns out that the letter was the Duke's last will and testament, in which he states that his loving son Hubert will be the next Duke, and his owner will be referred to as Lady Charlotte until he comes of age. 1. What does it mean until he comes of age? Until he's biologically mature? Until he's 18 years old and decrepit? Is Charlotte the legal Duke until that time? What happens when he does come of age? 2. Why doesn't he leave everything to Charlotte, who he says has been like a daughter to him? Yes, Hubert has been a great companion to him over the years, but I think father-daughter relationships should trump human-dog relationships, shouldn't it? 3. Nice job, prop department. Like the staff of Warwick the Warlock and Spooky Buddies, you clearly got that crown from Party City. 4. Feel free to correct me on this one, but I'm pretty damn sure that dogs cannot inherit royal titles! All he's doing is proving Cecil right. He should have been committed.
Make way for Lady Charlotte and Hubert, the 9th Duke of Dingwall.
Makes about as much sense as a lion becoming king of the forest! And the house staff is completely fine with this. Because what is there to fear when the guy writing your checks is a frickin' dog?
I know. I miss him too. But he planned this. For you. It's not like you're gonna be alone.
Okay, good to know. He'll never be alone, everyone else is happy, including the villagers, who have even less of an incentive to pay their rent, and the bad guy's been defeated. Movie's over! Please? But Cecil and Shamala, as the only sensible human beings in this whole charade, are not going to take this lying down.
Got it! Each passing of the Duke title must be marked by a formal ball where the Queen must attend. Enjoy your doghouse, Duke. It won't last for long.
He'll show himself to be incompetent.
Really? Your plan is to try to show the Queen That the dog is incompetent? You're on the right track trying to show that the late Duke was insane. Try going with that! They show up to deliver the good news while interrupting what's supposed to look like a croquet game. I'm sorry, are we meant to assume that Hubert did that? In the original Air Bud, they were keen to point out that there were no special effects on display. No CGI, no animatronics, not even any trick photography. They put a dog in front of a camera, they gave him a basketball, and they let him do his thing. If you can't show the dog actually playing croquet, don't imply that the dog can play croquet! Why is he playing croquet anyway? Because that's just what royalty does? We've already established that Hubert is not your typical royalty. Since he's kinda sorta friends with this fox here, why not show him using his new wealth to turn this land around him into a game reserve, keeping his fox friend and every other animal safe from hunters who aren't as eco-friendly as he is? So yeah, the Duke needs to throw a ball, but first he needs to get some etiquette.
You requested an etiquette expert? Indeed, Madam Chives. Please come in. Mrs. Puddingforth.
Hold it. Mrs. Puddingforth? Scotty's name is Chives? The gardener's name is Parsnip? And Lord Cavendish is named after some kind of a banana. This isn't a movie! This is a lavishly produced grocery list! Surprisingly, Mrs. Puddingforth here thinks that teaching etiquette to a dog is, well, kind of stupid.
Times like this require extraordinary service. Hubert's training is of utmost importance to crown and to country, for the sake of the empire.
I'll do it!
God save the Queen!
Oh my god, did you see that? That's the best they could do to make the dog look like he's saluting the Empire? Because of course he knows what the Empire is. Again, you're Disney! You can do better! She proceeds to teach the dog how to be a proper gentleman. Ugh.
Elbows and ears on the table are always a no-no.
1. Serious breach of etiquette right there. 2. Ew! For some reason, they don't have a cook of their own, and Scotty keeps failing at his own cooking attempts instead of doing the obvious thing and looking for a new cook. But luckily, Lady Charlotte's Ken doll here shows up to fill the position. He's dreamy, and he can cook. Does he sparkle in the sunlight, too? We later see him creeping on Charlotte while she learns how to dance. Wait, Daisy was watching her dance? Oh my god, she's getting tips so she can dance with Hubert later. By the way, it is really great that they broke away from the trope of how the female dog must be a poodle, but my god, could they have found a more depressed-looking dog to play Daisy?
Yup, that's my Hubert. I don't care if he is a duke. I love him for who he is on the inside. I'm a delicate flower of femininity. I think I'll sit in the middle of the road and see what happens.
And then the etiquette teacher dances with the dog. Lady, all you have to do is teach the dog how to sit, heel, maybe fetch, and that's it. In what insane universe do you think the dog will have to know how to dance in polite society?
The air-stended bud-iverse?
That was rhetorical. The lessons continue with a little tea party.
Hubert, ears and nose out!
Do you expect him to hold his teacup with his paw pinky out? Charlotte has a little moment with pointless love interest again, and why the shaky cam? Is this supposed to set some kind of romantic mood? 'Cause I'm sitting on pins and needles right now, thinking that someone's gonna get bashed in the head.
I don't put much stock into aristocracy.
You don't?
To me, nobility is earned because of someone's actions.
Really?
Yeah, nice sentiment coming from someone who's only here because her uncle's the butler. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a free spirit. You're not like any woman I've ever met. Fast forward to the night of the ball.
As we practiced, adhere to protocol.
Where did you learn all this?
books.
That's the screenwriter's subtle way of admitting that they have no idea what they're doing. What makes you think you can write a character who has no experience being a chef suddenly know everything there is to know about being a chef? Books? The uppest of England's upper crust has been invited, along with their dogs.
Count Fiddlestick and Pepe. Charlotte, nervous, dear?
Excited.
Where did these creatures come from?
Well, Hubert insisted upon inviting a few friends.
How? Just answer me that. How did he insist on having a few friends over? Did he rummage through his Rolodex and decide that this is who he wants to invite and not this person over here? Did he chew on your shoes when you insisted that maybe this wouldn't be such a good idea? Hell, how does he even have any friends outside of you? And then the Queen herself arrives.
Your Majesty, may I present Hubert, the Duke of Dingwall.
You have quite the reputation, Your Grace.
No, he doesn't! They all sit down for a grand feast, the menu of which has been approved by Hubert himself. Maybe, and I'm only saying maybe here, maybe it's not a good idea to have the menu be decided by someone who licks his balls when he's bored!
What is it, dear?
It's an American delicacy. It's called the Sloppy Joe.
No, the Sloppy Joe is saucy ground beef served on a bun. That's a pile of wet dog food. Then everyone starts farting from the wet dog food.
I'm afraid this Sloppy Joe stuff doesn't agree with me.
Oh dear.
Why would the director write Sloppy Joes into the script when he clearly has no idea what a Sloppy Joe is? And out of all the people on this set, there was no one who could just tell him what a Sloppy Joe is? By all means, go ahead and serve the dogs food in dog bowls. Even fancy dog bowls like what we see here. But why are you giving a dog bowl to the Queen? Is this how you get her to approve of you being a duke? And then the other guests start eating like dogs from their dog bowls? What the hell did Chef Boyfriend put in that sloppy nacho?
No wonder dogs eat like this.
Dogs don't have hands! How are they supposed to eat? Oh, shut up. I know you didn't say anything, but shut up.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Because someone somehow lowered the Queen's standards on what constitutes a successful dinner party, she gives Hubert her approval.
Hubert, you have proven yourself to be a model of civility and generosity. I proudly name you the 9th Duke of Dingwall.
Hooray, the dog's officially been approved by the Queen moron. Movie's over. Can we please cut to the credits? No, of course the movie's not over. We still have 40 minutes left. Movies like this are why I'm not allowed to be around sharp objects while I'm reviewing. Oh look, now Chef Boyfriend shows up in a suit and tie to put the glass slipper on Charlotte's foot.
May I have this dance?
If you insist.
Can you smell the rose?
No, I can't smell the rose. It's being overpowered by the smell of fart brought on by Sloppy Joe! So Charlotte and What's-His-Face have a sweet little moment. Hubert sneaks away from the party to bang out a quick one with his bulldog, and oh my god! I recognize how this is supposed to be cute and funny when they were dancing with the dogs before, but with this music? No! You're not supposed to slow dance with your dog! Stop it!
It's not fair.
You're telling me? The Cavendishes, still representing the only shred of sanity this movie can muster, come up with a new plan.
We'll get Hubert to marry a duchess that we can control.
What?
We'll get Hubert to marry a duchess that we can control.
What?
We'll get Hubert to marry a duchess that we can control.
You can't get him to marry someone you can control because you can't control dogs anyway! Oh, and this is the really important part here. Dogs can't get married, you upper-class twin of the year!
But first we'll have to get Daisy out of the way.
How do you know that he and Daisy are a thing? Hell, the movie barely knows that he and Daisy are a thing! Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to feel sad for Daisy because some other dog came along and yanked her flowers out of Hubert's mouth? Maybe I could feel sad for her if she knew an expression other than 24-hour sadness. Show me a dog that knows how to be happy, then I'll react accordingly when it looks like her heart's been torn out. They steal Daisy while sneaking under cover of mid-afternoon and dress like Cruella de Vil? Way to be stealthy, I guess. So Hubert is all sad, allegedly because he can't find Daisy, especially since he can't play doubles like this scene implies he might be able to do. Why do these movies have to hurt me so? In fact, he misses Daisy so badly that he has a flashback to the day he and Charlotte first met. Yeah. His relationship with Daisy means so little to him that he can't even think of any flashback material. That's true love, right? Later, while Hubert and the rest of the upper class pose for a Monet painting...
Who is that shameless hussy?
What, is she a shameless hussy because she's a poodle? Is that kinky white fur just too scandalous for the other upper-class dogs?
Have you met our new pet? Hardly understands a word of English.
Of course she's purebred.
Her mother was a countess.
Her mother was a bitch! Of course, Hubert and Coquette here hit it off, while Charlotte and Chef Boyfriend look for Daisy. The Cavendishes take the dogs to a nightclub, and I can't believe that no one made a joke about them being underage, and the kids somehow follow them there, despite them having not so much as a suspicion that they might be behind Daisy's disappearance.
No, excuse me, miss, but you are...
She's with me, she's with me.
Oh, forgive me, Lord Barber.
Lord?
No. No, 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 no. All this time, this kid was a lord in disguise as a commoner, just so the stupid little girl can have her fairy tale ending? For all intents and purposes, she's already a duchess! She has her fairy tale ending! Yep. This lord has been playing a commoner this whole time just so he could find a girl who loves him for him, and somehow Charlotte's offended by this, because the movie felt like it could use some unnecessary drama. F*** you, this is stupid and pointless. The next day, the Cavendishes announce Hubert's plan to marry Coquette.
Marriage? They only just met!
How about marriage? They're bloody dogs! So yeah, Hubert wants to be with this other dog, and this somehow calls for a sad montage. Aw, that's cute. The soundtrack thinks it's Titanic. After Charlotte finds Daisy's collar in Cecil's car, because, per the formula, every criminal in dog movies like this has to be rock stupid, she gets back together with Lord Boyfriend. Oh, for crying out. For longer than forever. They go up to look for Daisy, then we cut to the wedding, which is about to begin.
The tables are set. The flowers are gorgeous. The guests are arriving.
And the family jewels will finally be mine.
Things will be so different when we take over this place. Dogs will be outside, for one.
And no more villagers.
If you don't like villagers, maybe royalty just isn't for you. You've got enough money, just live as a wealthy recluse somewhere. The kids get to Cecil's mansion and sneak a Jack Russell Terrier into the house to help them get Daisy. How does the Jack Russell Terrier help them get Daisy? By unlocking the many, many locks on the front door and letting them inside! Hello? You stuck the dog through an open window! Why didn't you just go through the open window? How did that dog reach the locks anyway? You don't have to be Steve Irwin to know that a Jack Russell Terrier can't reach a door lock! Ugh, so they get Daisy, who the Cavendishes have been keeping alive for some reason. Then they rush back to the wedding.
Look out! Pardon us! Thank you!
Come on, can't you make this go any faster?
Well, you're not exactly needed for the rest of this mission. You want to get out? They get to the wedding at the crucial moment where Hubert is about to say his vows. Somebody had to write that. But he forgets all about Coquette as soon as he sees Daisy.
For someone to appear, I never knew what love was until you rescued me.
What is this? The flashback he was trying to have before? And she's using the soundtrack to sing about how he rescued her? No. No, he didn't. If he did at some point rescue you from anything, I think that it means he's the kind of guy who would rescue you now while you were captured. And he didn't. Shouldn't you be pissed at him for giving up on you and moving on?
Blast, blast, blast!
Gee, it's almost like you should have killed her a long time ago!
You are horrible!
Yeah, I'm horrible. Because I'm the villain. I want the title of Duke. I want the family jewels. And I'm not gonna let anything stand in my way. Oh look! There's a dog in my way! No, there isn't. Stomp! Cecil tries to make off with the family jewels. They have a little chase scene. This somehow erupts into a food fight with the wedding guests. They get the jewels back after Hubert licks him a little and he crashes to avoid hitting some sheep. Yeah, Hubert did so much to affect the outcome of this chase. And the movie ends with them resuming the wedding with a different bride.
I now pronounce you Duke and Duchess. You may lick the bride.
How romantic.
Oh, it's like a fairy tale.
Wait, what? You don't set a movie entirely in England, have it go out on the line, "It's like a fairy tale," and then have some hobo on a train playing harmonica music. What are you doing here, movie? I'll tell you what this movie is doing. Sucking! I mean, my god, this was terrible! I can understand a movie about dogs playing sports. I can understand a movie about puppies saving Christmas. And as much as I object to pushing the idea that it's okay to lie to your parents because they're idiots, I can understand a movie about kids trying to hide their dog that they're not allowed to own. But this? I don't get it. Who is wanting a movie about a dog becoming and maintaining his position as royalty? What does a dog being a duke actually achieve? What does making every human being on Earth this stupid accomplish? Is the novelty of a dog wearing silly outfits really enough to justify something this awful? The short answer is no. The long answer is no! And while there's no way of telling what's going to happen to me next week, at least I know that it can't possibly get any dumber than this. Right?
Y'all ready for this?
God, what a couple of freaks. I mean, seriously, who wants to watch an animal and a person get together? Oh, this is my favorite part!
Subscribe.